ACW fans, we are on the air. Welcome to the Russian Community Center and welcome to ACW Can't Be Touched. I am the historian, Angus Ardacey, joined as always by the voice of ACW, Coach Cornell.
Absolutely, Angus, and we have a huge stacked card tonight for ACW's Can't Be Touched, with every championship here in ACW on the line tonight. Starting with the ACW Tag Team Championships on the line in Way Too Slick, in their first Tag Team Championship title defense against the oddball team of the Hype God, Dylan Taylor, and the Lion of the East End, Mr. James Craig.
Yeah, huge match there. The women's division tonight is kicking off in a major way. We've got a dog collar match between Axe Massacre and Violet Blitz. As well, Leah Lovegrove defends her ACW South Australian Women's Championship against Izzy Shaw.
But let's not forget also, Angus, Kit is well on his way of pursuit to reclaim that ACW Evolve Championship when he goes one-on-one with current champion, Mr. Cliff.
And it's going to be an interesting matchup in our main event. It is Punch Drunk Istria's very own signature match as he defends the title in a submission match against the former champion, Dean Brady.
All that and more absolutely stacked here tonight for ACW's Can't Be Touched. So let's take it right now to center ring for Sean Thomas. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I would usually say that we are starting this event off red hot, but in this instance, I'd have to say we are starting off red white because the right wino, Redshaw, is charging to the ring here tonight for ACW's Can't Be Touched.
Oh, charging, I like it. It's a stampede of action here to kick us off at the Russian Community Center singles action. We've got Redshaw, we've got Corn Dog. Of course, this all stems from our recent event, that four-way #1 contendership match. These two guys took themselves out of commission with a real animosity of who's the toughest competitor, who's the biggest dog in the yard, Coach, and we're going to find out the answer to that right here, right now. The Sauce Dog, Corn Dog. Hey, don't let his upbeat energy and his attire and his condiment obsession fool you. This man is a real legitimate wrestler, former Wrestle Rampage Australian National Champion, Coach. So
absolutely, and you know, as we see here, Corn Dog, absolutely no small man. This guy will pick you up and slam you down like you are a cruiserweight. And that's no offense to the cruiserweights.
Of course not, we've got Marco Mercer here to officiate the first match.
And here we go, singles match underway. Big, strong lockup there for both gentlemen.
Yeah, hard lockup. This is going to be such an interesting test for both Redshaw and Corn Dog, both recently making their reappearances and appearances in ACW. Like I said, it'll be almost 12 months since we last saw Redshaw when he returned at the Rise to Glory Rumble. And of course, Corn Dog had an absence of about 2 years himself from pro wrestling in general.
Absolutely. Now Corn Dog taking the big man in the corner, just feeling each other out, having a bit of a test.
Good to start off with. Another lockup, hard lockup. White Rhino trying to muscle the Sauce God back into the corner. And oh, look at that, Corn Dog able to turn it around.
Swing and a miss there by the Sauce God.
Just almost that much. This is going to be a really interesting contest. Of course, we've got a huge night ahead of us, and I'm just looking forward to our main event, a submission match between Punch Drunk Istria and Dean Brady. I don't think we can stress enough just how shocking it was when Punch Drunk Istria became the champion at our last event.
Absolutely shocking turn of events from our last ACW show.
And who knows, we could have a very shocking turn of events in our opening match. You never know what's going to happen But ACW is live. Here we go now. Off the ropes hard. Shoulder block and no one goes down. I'd say physically both men are very, very similarly matched. Corndog has the slight height edge. Go off the ropes again. No one budges. Corndog, though, leveling the White Rhino, who has to take 5 on the outside.
Thanks for coming, Redshaw.
White Rhino just taking a powder here, just got to reassess the situation.
And you know what? I would argue, Angus, that this is Redshaw actually doing the smart thing.
Yeah.
Taking 5 minutes, taking a bit of a breather, reassessing the situation.
Former 2-time ACW Heavyweight Champion is Redshaw. He means business. He wants to make that 3 times charm. Another lock up there. Redshaw scouts into a waist lock, trying for maybe a German suplex. That would have been extremely impressive if he could have pulled that off.
Now Corndog taking Redshaw back into that corner. That's all familiar territory. On the front face lock now, and
nicely done there, but Redshaw able to block what could have been a brainbuster, maybe a suplex for the moment at least. But look at the strength here by both men. Nicely done by the Source God.
huge strength there by Corndog.
Here we go. 2 count only, says Marco Mercer. Down to a nice chin lock here.
Corndog slowing the pace down, working the match, wrestling a match, I should say, his way.
And Mercer's got to make sure that arm, the crook of the arm, is not below the chin there. It can't be a choke. It can be a chin lock, but not a choke. And I think Corndog has just applied that correctly. Mercer might want to get there and have a look.
And I know you're the historian here, Angus, but I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, that this is the very first time these 2 gentlemen have actually faced off one-on-one together.
Yes, in any promotion, Wrestle Rampage, Riot City, or ACW, never has this match occurred. The only place you can see action like this is Adelaide Championship Wrestling, and this is what I'm talking about. Look at Corndog here. Rapid punches in the corner.
Redshaw gets the boot up.
Yeah, very timely big boot. Gets caught by in the breadbasket by Corndog. Gonna go off the ropes now. What's he got in store? Hold on. Countered by Redshaw.
Could be going for that deadweight power slam early here.
Yeah, not enough in the tank for that just yet. Chokeslam coming up, no. And now it goes for it again. Deadweight power slam, maybe, or maybe he's thinking the fall-away slam. Yes, he is.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is vintage Redshaw.
Here we go. Slides into the cover. Far leg is hooked. 2 count only. Fans here want ref to count faster. That was a standard count if you're asking me, but here we go. Redshaw is firing up right now.
That just shows you the stupidity of our fans, I guess.
Could be looking for that exclamation point.
Gets the big man up, but Corndog to his feet.
Double lariat, both men thinking the same thing. Neither one giving an inch. That's a hard knife edge chop there. And here we go. It's feeding off the fans here as Corndog. Flurry of rights. And off the ropes, Redshaw able to duck the line, and both men thinking lariat, and both men go down.
You know, Angus, this is what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object. It's what we've just seen right now. Both men just crashing hard and fast into each other like a train wreck, a car wreck, whatever kind of wreck you want to call it.
Well, it's a entertaining wreck, but the count is on. If neither man can get to their feet, we've got a double count out on our hands.
And I'm sure neither man would want to start ACW's Can't Be Touched like this tonight.
Absolutely.
Both these men fighting for a clear, concise, clean-cut victory.
Nice use of alliteration there.
Well, I am a teacher after all.
Now thinking choke slam, but Redshaw gets that back elbow. And showing just how impressive his strength is without breaking a sweat. Gets Corndog up on his shoulders, but that's not enough for the big boot. Leveling Redshaw. I think that was just a bit of recoil that got him back on his feet here.
Could be thinking choke slam again. Got Redshaw by the goozle.
Redshaw sent up and down. 6.5 feet in the air. Thanks for coming, Redshaw. And that's it. Wow, Corndog has just pinned a former 2-time ACW Heavyweight Champion, Coach.
You know, Angus, I don't think we would call this an upset, but, you know, it's not often we see Redshaw get physically outmatched and manhandled the way we've just seen here tonight.
Yeah,
What is this going to do for the psyche of Redshaw moving forward?
I think this is such an interesting outcome because, of course, Corndog has recently returned to wrestling. He has not really made his mark in ACW. I feel like this could be the start of something. As for Redshaw, he's got to recoup from this, but let's go back now. Center ring, Sean Thomas.
The following contest is a six-man tag scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, accompanied by Sir Simple Simon. He is the Gold Star, Prince.
Well, Coach, this is our first time looking at Prince Apollo since the actions that effectively led to Punch-Drunk Istria becoming our new champion. You can go check that out on our ACW YouTube channel. Effectively, Apollo posed as one of our cameramen and interrupted that match, pushing Einar the Strange off the top rope. There is so much going on there. We'll unpack all of that in this match. But you can see that just Apollo and Simon just having a quick look to make sure that Einar's not anywhere in the ringside area.
Making their way to the ring, this team of Scumbag Joey Drums. As they herald us, they are the Scummy.
And what a main event we had at our last event. Of course, these two guys, Scummy Old Bastards, were part of that four-way tag team ladder match. An awesome, awesome main event. Go check it out if you can. Absolutely. But now it is time to go to Hollywood.
I've already heard this song more times than I would like to tonight, Angus.
And this is only the first time.
Exactly my point.
Making their way to the ring, Ichiban #1, Vincent D. Maria, the Midnight Delight, Snacks, and the Westerners, the West Arrows, and the West, they're in the building, Bongo Salas, the Heat.
Well, of course, the Heat, our former ACW Tag Team Champions. But let's not forget, Bongo Sowers, the current holder of the ACW Rise to Glory contract, which guarantees him a championship match at any time, any place of his choosing.
And hey, if he felt like it, they could use that briefcase, that contract, to get the tag team championships back. Oh, and already, before anyone can really get ready, the match has begun. Scummy Old Bastards, Prince Apollo getting the jump on the Heat. Bongo Sowers, though, showing how quick he is, taking it to all three members of the opposition. And here comes the Midnight Delight Snacks.
Stacking everybody up here. Bongo
Ichiban.
Sowers is on a roll.
Ichiban, #1, Vincent Di Maria, the Heat. I'm sure their late Matthew Hayter, the former leader of the Heat, is looking down upon them.
I would say late and great, but I don't want to lie to the people.
Fair enough. And here is a 10, well, not a 10 bell salute, but a 10 punch salute maybe, in honor of Matthew Hayter. I saw Snacks pointing up to the heavens, but took too much time. There's a triple Manhattan drop.
Swing and a miss there by all three men, but going down with a snapmare.
And hey, very reminiscent of something that former leader would do.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
The Hayter special.
That is absolutely ridiculous.
Paying homage to the great man who founded the Heat. Hold on, cover now. Only a 1 count. 2 count, I should say.
And you got to think the Heat, all three members have got to be out for retribution after losing their ACW Tag Team Championships last showing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Hold on, cover now again. that Rise to Glory contract, I mean, that could guarantee that he could become tag team champions again, but maybe they've got other ideas. The Evolve Championship, of course, out there, and the ACW Heavyweight title eligible to be cashed in on as well.
Speaking of ideas, Sir Simple Simon with a brilliant idea of grabbing the leg of Vincent Di Maria there.
Once again proving how valuable he is as a manservant, but there's some great teamwork on display by scummy old bastards who were at times so close to capturing those championships for themselves. Who knows, maybe later down the track they'll find themselves back in title contention.
And this is where the work gets done, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but this is Tag Team Wrestling 101. This is isolating your opponent into the corner, quick and frequent tags. This is what makes you a successful tag team wrestler.
And it's great to see Prince Apollo getting in on the action too. You know, he's so young in his career, but this, like teaming with guys like Bob, guys like Joey Triton are just great for his experience, his knowledge, imparting wisdom on him.
Absolutely.
Using a very liberal use of the referee's count there to isolate Vincent Di Maria. Bob go for another cover here. 2 count only. Of course, our tag team champions will be in action later tonight as they defend against the makeshift team of James Cray and Dylan Taylor. We'll talk all about them.
You know, we call the heat an odd commodity. I would argue that James Cray and Dylan Taylor are an even odder commodity.
Yeah, look, on paper, but I'm extremely excited to see how they match up against Way Too Slick.
I mean, only time will tell, but right now Bob just continuing to work down on the head and the neck of Vincent Di Maria, but Vincent Di Maria appears to be trying to show some chutzpah, but to no avail.
I think it's those sunglasses. Got to make sure those sunglasses stay on. They're the source of the strength of the heat, you have to believe.
I thought it was the skivvy. I thought the skivvy was the source of the power.
The skivvy, the sunglasses. Look.
The whole getup.
The wearer of the white skivvy is imbued with the powers of leadership. I mean, that is well established.
I'm glad you're caught up on your heat, Lord.
Stunner by Vincent Di Maria. Buys himself an opportunity to maybe get the tag to Snacks. Look, Bob has both Triton and Apollo fresh in his corner. Can the tag be made? Yes, it can. Oh, no, not again.
What an idiot.
All right, one day, I guarantee that will work. One of these days, it can't not work forever.
Well, I mean, good on him for trying, but, you know, that wasn't right.
And that has just done a lot of damage to the Midnight Delight Snacks. Now Bongo Sowers wants the tag. Prince Apollo gets it on the other side. Here comes Bongo. Garmangiri catching Prince Apollo. Shot to the midsection, this time on Triton. Floats in, lands kind of on his feet.
Manages to recover, though.
What is happening here? Double, triple crossbody. Have you ever seen anything like it?
Bongo Sowers just absolutely cleaning house.
Hey, look, he said he's the worst. He is the worst there was, the worst there will be. He's pretty good to me. So watch this. His feline fine.
Vintage Bongo Sowers.
Hits that feline fine. Calling in his heat brethren. Worshipful masters the heat. And here comes Simon. Does he know what he's in for here? Does he know what he's about to do? Up and down. Now, how much of that was cooperative by Sir Simple Simon?
What an idiot.
Hey, cover. Oh, and a kick out. Broken up too by the scummy old bastards.
Bob now sent to the outside. This is just breaking down very, very quickly. We are seeing right now what we are seeing, Angus, is controlled chaos. And I use the term controlled very lightly.
One of the most chaotic, oh no, right to the family jewels there. And here, body slam.
Stacking up the heat like cordwood here.
And this is all Prince Apollo. This is why the future is very bright for Prince Apollo.
Prince Apollo now heading to the top, heading to the high rent district here.
Speak of high rent, this is going to be disastrous one way or the
Oh, hang on a minute.
That's Einar the Strange's music.
And Apollo looks like he's just seen a ghost.
No, he has seen Einar the Strange. He is out here. He is out for blood. Tag is made. Triton is in. I think strategic tag made because Apollo is out of here. Apollo's taken the coward's way out.
Apollo running for the hills. Well, and you know what? I don't blame him. I wouldn't want any part of another strange either.
Well, we've still got a match here. Oh, here he goes up to Sir Sybil Simon. But double low blows. Referee did not see it. He's too busy with the Einar and Apollo situation. Now Bongo Sowers, the only man left standing for the heat. It's a very low kick there from the bitter old bastard.
Incredibly low kick.
Setting up for that spear lariat combination.
Textbook scummy old bastard.
2, 3. Well, how about that for an upset?
Hang on a minute, Angus. I've got some very important paperwork here that I need to discuss with the ACW folks.
Paperwork? Hold the phone here. Coach is off. I don't know where he's going or what he's talking about, ladies and gentlemen, but Coach is on the stage here. All right, let's listen into the coach.
If I could just have everyone's attention for a moment, please. I have some very, very important information that I need to share with you all regarding one of the members of the Heat.
Hold on.
What I hold in my hand here is an official arrest warrant for one Bongo Sowers.
Excuse me, what? What?
The murder of Matthew Hayter.
The murder of Matthew Hayter? Is he going to execute on this? Are you going to execute on this? What's going on here? Oh, you can't just say that you've got an arrest warrant for murder. Are the police coming? What is happening here? There are just so many questions. I'm sorry, there are just so many questions here. Namely, what is going to happen to Bongo Sowers? And the biggest question of all, can the Rise to Glory briefcase get him out of it?
With that out of the way, the following contest is scheduled for one fall. And it's for the ACW Women's Championship.
I'm sorry, arrest warrant?
Look, don't shoot the messenger. I just saw it sitting here. What do you want me to do about it?
Okay, well that just raises so many questions, but we've got an ACW South Australian Women's Championship match right now, and here comes the #1 contender, the diva of the bygone era, Izzy Shaw. You know, Izzy Shaw, quite the history maker in ACW, and she'd love to add another piece of history to her collection by becoming ACW South Australian Women's Champion.
Absolutely, it's a well-documented fact that, you know, Izzy Shaw, a former RCW Women's Champion, I'm very sure that she would love to add the ACW South Australian Women's Championship to her pedigree.
Well, Izzy Shaw has some ominous words for Leah Lovegrove earlier in the week. She said that, you know, fairy tales aren't real, and you're going to be the little girl who gets lost in the woods. Well, we'll find out all that and more in our much anticipated Women's Championship match, Coach. So let's wait for the champ to arrive. Well, here she is, the super fan, Leah Lovegrove, but she's so much more than that. She is our ACW South Australian Women's Champion. And as I said last time we were here, Coach, if you look at the lineage of that championship, all it will read is Leah Lovegrove. She is the first, the current, and the only South Australian Women's Champion.
But will it remain this way, Angus? Will it remain this way? Time was only going to tell, because let's not forget, Izzy Shaw is no rookie. Izzy Shaw is no, what's the word I'm looking for? She's not a young kid on the block.
No, that's right.
Izzy Shaw's been around for well over 10 years.
She's a seasoned veteran of the game.
The challenger, to my right, she is the queen of slay style, the diva of a bygone era, Izzy
a lukewarm reception there for Izzy Shaw.
Jeez.
Both of them are now going face to face, nose to nose.
Yeah, there's no love lost between these two. Very well documented history, especially right here in ACW. There you are, the ACW South Australian Women's Championship.
What kind of a stupid statement is that? Leah Lovegrove doesn't look like she could kill anyone.
Alrighty, here we go. Women's Championship match, I should say.
I have to eat my words here because Leah Lovegrove starting off white hot.
She is. She's not letting Izzy Shaw phase her one bit. Not letting Izzy get in her face, get in her mind. These two are going at it. Jeez, hot.
And Izzy Shaw bailing straight to the outside.
A hot start here by our champion. And Izzy's got to take 5, I think, because Leah is really fired up tonight.
Absolutely.
And can you blame her? I mean, she is carrying the flag for women's wrestling at the moment. Oh, hold on. Catching her on the chest with a kick. But Izzy catches the leg of Leah and slams her on the hardest part of the ring there, that metal beam on the apron. Izzy Shaw getting back in, I think, to break the count up. That's that veteran instinct you were talking about before, Coach.
Absolutely. As I've said previously in this broadcast, Izzy Shaw, a 10-plus year veteran of the South Australian wrestling scene.
Yeah, we talked about it. A former ACW Women's Champion. Of course, she's been a Women's Champion in at least 3 states, 4 if you count Tasmania. Not that you shouldn't count Tasmania. A big boot there by Izzy Shaw. And now off the ropes again. Senton! All of the body weight coming down hard on the chest. And
She'll be over quickly here.
There we go, 2 count only. And this is where Izzy Shaw can be dangerous. When she gets on top of you like this, she is unrelenting, Coach. And that's a legal choke there, and Marco Mendoza was right to chastise Izzy. I really enjoyed Leah Lovegrove's defense against Amber at our last event.
And this shows you just how absolutely stacked the ACW women's division is.
And one would have to wonder, whoever walks out of this match as champion may be facing a future challenger. Oh, hold on, cover. 2 count. Maybe facing a future challenge from either Violet Blitz or Axe Massacre. They've got a very high-profile dog collar match coming up later. Could determine the future of this women's division one way or another.
Now sending her into the corner, but Leah Lovegrove gets the elbow up just at the last second.
Yeah, extremely proficient with those counters is Leah Lovegrove, but not proficient enough for that occasion. And this is where Izzy Shaw can really look to capitalize now. Could she have snuffed out the last bit of fight from Leah Lovegrove? We shall see. Izzy now showing an array of suplexes to start off with.
Beautiful snap suplex there, Izzy Shaw.
Snap vertical suplex. We know she's got the exploder in her arsenal. I've seen her pull out a German suplex from time to time as well. Another cover again, hooking the far leg, and another 2 count. Frustration is setting in on the face of Izzy. Leah able to counter out, and there's a Pele kick.
Right on the button there from Leah Lovegrove.
Yeah, that really caught the jaw of Izzy. Now Leah has a chance to capitalize. Izzy holds on to the ropes. Watch out for Leah, quicker than a hiccup there, Coach.
Very innovative offense there from Leah Lovegrove, and now sending the boot straight to the side of the jaw. We couldn't quite see from her vantage point here, but you'd imagine that's where it would have hit.
Yeah, the jaw, the side of the head, and Izzy's just in a little bit of a situation here. Oh, there's a running knee. Psycho knee style there. Cover, cover. Oh, nearly had it done.
But this is what Leah Lovegrove needs to do, Angus. She needs to quicken the pace, fasten up this match, because if Izzy Shaw is able to slow this match down and wrestle the match her way, I believe this will put her at a clear-cut advantage to walk out of here tonight as the ACW Women's Champion.
Yeah, well, went for the set list there. Did Leah Lovegrove. Izzy able to counter that out into a fisherman-style suplex.
all the suplexes here tonight.
Yeah, she's got so many suplexes in her bag of tricks. The fact that Izzy was able to counter the set list, we talk a lot about how finishing maneuvers in wrestling are very important. Well, it was the set list that won Leah Lovegrove that championship in the first place. So she'll look for that again. I'm sure there's a hip attack. And Izzy not wasting any time. Cannonball senton! Beautifully done.
Absolutely.
I want to say that's a...
And I think that's all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen. New champion!
Oh! Ho, ho, 2 count only! Well, look, let's just recap that. Cannonball senton. Remember, Izzy ran with Joe Mundy in the firm for a number of years there. One of his signature movers. Choke bomb incoming!
Not quite a choke bomb, but a double-handed choke slam and stacks Leah Lovegrove up.
Oh, wow! That was so close. Seconds away, microseconds away. Izzy might not want to waste too much time jaw jacking there. Oh my God, lariat!
Huge lariat there from Leah Lovegrove.
That took Leah off her feet.
And I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, Marco Mercer has got his hands full here.
He definitely does. This is one hell of a women's championship match. Extremely explosive from both women, showing just how much this championship means. Hold on, Izzy.
Going for another fisherman style suplex it, maybe?
Yeah, I think counted though, this time by Leah. Izzy spins out, catches a forearm. And we've seen a lot of suplexes from Izzy. There's one from Leah. Oh, that just, you see the snap on that one, and Izzy's leg went right across that rope there.
Absolutely, straight across that bottom rope. And let's not forget, ladies and gentlemen, those ropes are made of steel, elevated steel cable.
Yeah. That, I think, has hurt Izzy. Having a hard time getting up to her feet. And this is bad news for the challenger, because this is where Leah Lovegrove wants to be, that top rope, looking for that missile drop kick. Oh, sorry, shotgun drop kick. And this could set up for the set list. There it is, coach. And you can count to 3, you can count to 10.
Thanks for coming, Izzy Shaw.
And still champion.
ACW Women's Champion,
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Leah Lovegrove able to retain the ACW Women's Championship here tonight, and yet another successful title defense. But hang on a minute.
Wait, who is this? Who is this? Someone has just come out of the crowd, out of the entranceway here, and is just assaulting Leah Lovegrove. Who is this?
I've got absolutely no idea. This was not on the run sheet. We have absolutely no idea who this is.
And that's a hand being offered here to Izzy Short. I don't know, does Izzy know this person? Well, hold on a second. They're opening the ropes here for Izzy.
Not even Izzy Shaw seems confused.
Okay, this is an unfolding situation here. Izzy's just found a friend. Too little, too late, because Leah Lovegrove is still our ACW South Australian Women's Champion. Holding that championship up high, well-deserved, excellent win. Like I said, we have the most interesting women's division in the entire country. So many stories unfolding, including what we just saw there. But coming up next, we've got another championship match, this time for the tag team title.
The following tag team match is scheduled for one fall. And it's for the ACW Tag Team Championship.
Well, I talk about a mismatch on paper, but I'm extremely excited to see how these two match up. By these two, I mean James Cray and his tag team partner for tonight, Dylan Taylor, the living, breathing hype god, and I think you just copped a bit of free merchandise there, courtesy of James. James Gray has been a former two-time ACW Evolve champion, has never held the ACW Tag Team title, so tonight he's looking to add some more gold to his collection, to the mantelpiece. And could this seemingly thrown together partner of Dylan Taylor be the man to help James achieve his dreams?
I mean, only time will tell, but we know for a fact James Gray is obviously no stranger to Tag Team Championship victories. Of course, a former one-time RCW Tag Team Champion as part of the Millennials. So James Gray's been around the block when it comes to tag team wrestling.
That's right. Dare I mention your infamous run with him in Power Slam? Dare I do? Well, Dylan Taylor is here. He's the living, breathing hype god. I'm still not sure what that means. You're going to have to help me out, Coach.
Why don't you ask him?
I try to ask him, but he just says, like, if you don't know this, you will never know this. So
well, then I guess you'll just never know.
I'm just not in that clique, that crew, I suppose. But Dylan Taylor has been extremely impressive since coming back to ACW. He, of course, challenged Mr. Cliff at our last event to the ACW Evolve Championship. Came up short, but looked extremely impressive in that outing. These are the guys I am really excited to see. We capped off last month with them climbing to the pinnacle of the tag division, figuratively and literally. And now your new ACW Tag Team Champions, Way Too Slick.
You know, I like to call the Heat some odd commodities, but I would argue that these two right now, despite being the ACW Tag Team Champions, are one of the oddest tag teams that I've ever seen in my life, but somehow it works.
Oh look, these two guys, you know, seemingly random on paper, but when you put them together, they gel so well. And look at them now. They are riding high. They are the tag team champions here. And maybe we'll see. All right, I get it. Thank you. But maybe we'll see James Gray and Dylan Taylor replicate the success of Way Too Slick tonight.
I mean, only time will tell. This is their first outing as a tag team, so...
Introducing first, to my right, the challengers, the team of the living, breathing hype god, Dylan Taylor.
Jeez, I hope he's living and breathing.
Well, a very warm reception for our current champions, Way Too Slick.
Undeniably fan favorites here in ACW. Malachi Slick is a two-time now ACW Tag Team Champion. Make his first defense with Wes Ryan here tonight. And we saw the Evolve title late last year, went through quite a few title changes in quick succession. Will the same happen here tonight for the Tag Team Championships?
Time will tell, but...
It looks like it'll be the Hype God starting for his team and where's Ryan for his? Underway now, it is our Tag Team Championship match. Dylan Taylor, James Gray going up against the champs, Way Too Slick. Here we go, lock up the start. And big muscle from where's Ryan?
And you know, this is very interesting, Angus. Obviously, we both know that both Dylan Taylor and Wes Ryan, two current students of the Wrestle Rampage Dojo.
That's right.
So obviously, they've been around each other quite a bit the last few months, 12 months, whatever it is, training with each other. So these two must know each other like the back of their hand.
Yeah, you got to think they know each other at least somewhat well from the dojo, from their weekly training together. But it's a different environment when you're on a event like this, when the lights are shining bright, when you've got the fans in attendance, James Gray just copped a big boot there, and I've just noticed so far, you know, we talk about isolating your opponent in your corner. Wes is doing the opposite. He's isolating his opponents in their corner.
I think some would call it unorthodox. I would just say it's Wes Ryan doing his thing.
It's just Wes Ryan not allowing them to get out of the starting gates. Drops the big elbow now. Quick cover. 2. Already a 2 count this early. Very nice. And now Wes sending his partner into his corner. And just running into him like a freight train.
Taylor now drops the punch. Blocks the punch, I should say. Now follows up with a massive forearm to Wes Ryan, but eats one from Malachi Slick for his troubles. And
oh, wow. Malachi clearing about half the ring there with that springboard clothesline.
the vertical leap on this young man is absolutely insane.
You know, we saw Snacks stack it earlier. That's how it's meant to be done. Hey, went for that slick kick. Countered. Landing on his feet, though, is Malachi. Rolls through arm drag.
Unorthodox style arm drag there.
Hey, there is nothing orthodox about Malachi Slick. And Dylan Taylor saying, no thanks.
Did you just hear yourself speak? There is nothing unorthodox about Malachi Slick. Look at the state of this guy.
Sorry, I should say nothing orthodox.
Everything about this guy is unorthodox.
Nothing orthodox about Malachi Slick. Except his religion. He might be an Orthodox Greek. I don't know. Now, James Gray, Malachi Slick are very familiar to one another. James Gray, of course, has faced Malachi many times. Malachi never able to actually beat James Gray.
Hang on, wait a minute.
In one-on-one action.
Thought he was going for that Northern Lights bomb early, but
Yeah, the move that's won him 2 separate ACW Evolve Championships. James out of the ring for a second, gets caught by Malachi. That'll send him all the way to the floor.
now Malachi Slick trying to rally some support from the ACW faithful here. And
Oh, Dylan Taylor should not have had his back turn. Watch Malachi. Chance of Slick.
Malachi gonna fly, but
Did James Gray just send Dylan Taylor into Malachi to cut him off?
well, I mean, it's not pretty, but it's effective.
Extremely effective. There we go, 2 count. James Gray, this is where the submission training of James Gray comes into play. Of course, we'll see a straight-up submission match later tonight in your main event. James Gray doing enough to get Malachi into his corner. Hard chop.
Very hard knife edge chop there from the line of the East End.
Oh, and now Dylan Taylor will tag back in.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I know I am really starting to sound like a broken record here, but this, ladies and gentlemen, is Tag Team Wrestling 101. Working together, isolating your opponent, quick, frequent tags in and out of the ring, keeping each other fresh. That is how you become successful as a tag team wrestler.
Look, it took him a little bit of time to get their shit together, as the kids would say. But now it looks like Dylan Taylor and James Gray are working like a fine oiled machine. And that's how you want your machines. You want them fine oiled at all times. Otherwise they seize up, you see. That's where that analogy comes from.
Malachi Slick trying to fight back here, gets the boot up to Dylan Taylor, but
Whoa! What an explosive missile dropkick.
almost sent him through the turnbuckles.
That was just incredible speed on display. And he doesn't need to do this, though. He does not need to do that. We get it. You're the hype guy.
Well, you know what? It sucks to suck.
Here we go. Cover, and you got to think if there was a little more on that, maybe a lateral press or a hook of the leg, you might have seen the 3. As it stands, 2 count only. And this is what you like to see. Into the corner, tag to James Gray.
And I mean, you've got to think, how embarrassing would it be for Way Too Slick to lose the ACW Tag Team Championships on their very first title defense against a thrown-together team like Dylan Taylor and James Gray?
Oh, look, Dylan Taylor and James Gray have so much in common. They love Pepsi Max, for example. It's got max taste and 0 sugar.
I mean, I'm more of a Coke No Sugar guy myself, but James Gray looks like to be a fisherman suplex kind of guy right now.
Yeah, with a very beautiful bridge. But look, if they can align their goals, if they can align their intentions, I can see James Gray and Dylan Taylor walking out of this one with the tag team gold.
I mean, hey, stranger things have happened.
I mean, you're looking at a strange team right now in Way Too Slick. You know, 12 months ago, if you would have said they're the tag team champions, you know, I would have had a hard time believing you, but here we are. And not only are they the champions, they won them in very convincing fashion. Oh, James!
With an ankle lock here.
Yeah, hard ankle lock. I mean, let's talk about this. The Way Too Slick, they won those titles in a ladder match, so we've not really seen them, you know, defend them in a singles match before. It's very different to how they won them. James Gray now again, isolating, Slick in the corner, and there you go. Taken. Where's Ryan off the apron? That's what you got to do. Malachi Slick's going to try and mount some offense here, but there's no one to tag. And that's exactly what James Gray planned.
But Malachi takes Gray over with a beautiful headlock takedown.
Yeah, but James Gray quicker than you like it. And look at this Michinoku driver.
Textbook James Gray with that Michinoku driver. And
Two.
new champion.
Whoa! Kick out. Where's Ryan? I think was coming to break that up. Thankfully, his partner kicked out. Tag again, this time to Dylan Taylor. And Wes Ryan a little bit too animated there. Referee Josh Stewart is too occupied. Watch this. Oh my goodness, God! Dropping Malachi Slick. And finally, Josh Stewart has seen it. And finally, going to try and restore some order here, Coach. Oh, watch this roll-up attempt now. Roll-up, 2. Whoa!
So close there by Way Too Slick.
Dylan Taylor is in the wrong side of town. Catches an enziguri there.
On the right to the jaw, the side of the head. Now,
Oh,
Slick trying to sneak through,
yeah,
but
not enough momentum there. He kind of just, his velocity just died on him, didn't it? And look
at the cinch on this Boston Crab from Dylan Taylor.
Yeah, there's a deep Boston Crab, just wrenching back and using his body weight to put more pressure on the lower spine.
Referee says no.
The L4, L5 being absolutely crushed right now by Dylan Taylor. It's such a simple but such an effective maneuver. Malachi is real close. He makes the tag.
Gets the tag.
And Dylan Taylor, he didn't see the tag. He might have had a hard time hearing it with the fans here. And now the human protein shake is going to take control. Look at this strength by Wes Ryan. James Gray is no small man, lifted with ease. Watch Wes Ryan now, sending both members of his opponents outside. Interesting strategy, Coach.
What are we thinking now? Oh, hang on.
You said trust me.
No way.
This is the ultimate in tag team trust
Oh my God!
The ultimate in tag team trust. Very effective, very unorthodox, very risky, but it paid off this time for Way Too Slick.
And it looks like Malachi Slick is all right, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, he seems okay, doesn't he?
Good night.
Sends Dylan Taylor back in now.
And now could we be seeing the first successful defense for Way Too Slick? Wes Ryan can hit this. I think we might.
Way to protein power.
Oh, Dominator.
Huge Dominator there for
Here we
Wes
go.
Ryan.
And James Gray, 2.5, breaking it up. Saving it for his team.
Just clips Wes Ryan across the ear, the side of the chin.
Well, still, James Gray looking a bit worse for wear after Malachi Slick on the top there moments ago. Oh, but still enough to get that spinning back. Fist spinning back to palm. Forward now.
Going for that gotch-style pile driver here.
Yeah, oh, we almost had it. That is a match ender if he can hit it. Watch this. Oh! Bit of friendly fire there, taking out his...
Extremely friendly fire there from Malachi Slick.
I think he might have got more of Wes Ryan than he did James Gray. These two are going to have a quiet one at the end to make up for that, I think. But still James Gray taken out, and here comes Wes and Malachi. Talk about a lot of trust. You need a lot of trust in tag team wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
And we've got a powerbomb situation here. And watch. Malachi block! Buster from the powerbomb. Are you kidding me?
My God!
That surely has to be it.
And way too slick for a retain. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Way too slick in their first successful title defense for the ACW Tag Team Championships right here tonight.
Yeah, congratulations to Way Too Slick. Well done. Look, take nothing away from James Cray and Dylan Taylor. I think they could make a really effective tag team if they stick at it. But right now, you just can't stop Way Too Slick. Wes Ryan, Malachi Slick, they just gel so well. There's so much trust. They complement each other so well. I can't wait to see where these two guys go as a team.
But coming up next, we have the ACW Evolve Championship on the line as current champion, Mr. Cliff, goes up against the #1 contender, Kit.
I can't wait for that one. Let's head to it right now.
Singles match number 1, and it is for the ACW Evolve Championship.
The title matches, they keep coming and coming because right now, the ACW Evolve Championship is about to be defended.
And of course, accompanied by his professional legal counsel, the challenger tonight for the ACW Evolve Championship, the man that the conspiracy has just been building and building and building against month after month, finally comes to an end right here tonight when Kit reclaims what he, quite frankly, never should have lost, the ACW Evolve Championship.
You know, Kit is like a moth to a flame, and that flame is the ACW Evolve Championship. Ever since losing it late last year, he has been in and around that title picture. He already has one unsuccessful challenge against Mr. Cliff. Could tonight be his night? Could tonight be the night he becomes a 3-time ACW Evolve champion?
Well, I, for one, hope so.
Hey, Mr. Cliff, about to enter his 160th day as ACW Evolve champion. Finally broke the curse of the title, has strung together some successful title defenses, most recently against Dylan Taylor.
Well, you know what? That's 160 days I'll never get back.
Come on, he has been a tremendous champion. He has really etched his name in the lineage. He has done so much with that title. I believe he's really elevated that championship. And tonight, looking for another title defense. We're going to throw it down now to Sean Thomas and get the official in-ring introductions.
Introducing first, the challenger. Accompanied to the ring by Mescality. He is 200 pounds. He is from Adelaide, South Australia. He is Kid. And to my left,
Yawn.
he is the ACW Evolve Champion, the most principal, Mr. Brady.
There he is. What an ovation for our Evolve champion.
Huh?
You didn't hear that?
Oh, sorry, I dozed off.
Come on now.
It's a good bye.
Well, wait a second, though. Eruption. Again, those visuals, that pig mask. We saw that at our last event, Mr. Cliff was making his entrance, this time after the ring introductions. Well, look, we don't have time to dwell on cryptic videos because we've got an ACW Evolve Championship match right here, right now.
Absolutely.
And you know what? I'm excited because I think one way or another we are going to squash this conspiracy talk. Yeah, that's right, the conspiracy. This term has been used time and time again. Mr. Cliff thinks maybe there's one against him, but we'll find out. Here we go, race lock now by the former two-time champion, Kit.
Mr. Cliff with the hard headlock on Kit now, but Kit's sending him off, trying to send him off the ropes, but Mr. Cliff throwing on the brakes.
Cliff will not relinquish that ACW Evolve title willingly. Here we go, in the corner now. Watch Mr. Cliff. Oh, nice headlock takeover. And holding on with that side headlock applied perfectly. Now, I gotta
now,
wonder,
how unfair was that?
what was unfair about that?
What did a noogie call for?
Well, look. It's just Mr. Cliff showing his technical prowess and putting a bit of flair onto it. Now, I gotta ask you, if Kit is unsuccessful here tonight, can you please agree that there is no conspiracy, that we're done with it once and for all?
I'll get back to you on that.
Look, he won that #1 contenders match at our last event. In fact, you know, he won it thanks to a little bit of interference.
Leapfrog there from Kit.
Hey, nice takeover there with that arm drag. Modified version of it. Just keeping his opponent in the corner there with some patty cake bakers, man.
Now, I want to look into the rule book. I actually don't think that this can be classified as a legal attack.
What's illegal about it? It's an open palm strike. It's not a closed fist.
It's not an open palm strike, it's a patty cake.
Oh, come on. Now you're just splitting hairs. After this, Mr. Cliff will go down to the bakery on the parade and have a patty cake of his own.
What are you looking at?
If he does that
Now a
again,
little bit of a
God,
conference here with Max Calamity. I'm not sure what the retainer is exactly, but you know, Kid has been paying Max for quite some months here to keep him on retention.
And this is why, ladies and gentlemen, Kit is my favorite wrestler. A very, very smart man, using the ropes to his advantage as a weapon, and now is in firm control of Mr. Cliff.
Look, I don't want to be a cynical man, Coach. You can never call me a cynical man, but I would suggest that anyone going up against Mr. Cliff would be your favorite wrestler. Am I wrong?
Depends who it is. If it was you, probably not.
Hey, come on. All right. Cliff firmly in control here. Oh, sorry, Kid firmly in control here. Blows to the back of the head, but look at Mr. Cliff fight up. There's a lot of fight in Mr. Cliff, but Kit right now, neck breaker.
Beautiful neck breaker there from Kit.
Take some of it out of him. Hold on, cover. And what do you think the source of these mystery videos are?
Look, I've got absolutely no idea. There's nothing here on the run sheet. Someone, obviously, somewhere, has something out for Mr. Cliff.
Look,
and you know what? I can't blame him. All I know is it's not me. I'm sitting right here.
We saw a mystery person come help Izzy Shaw out before. Got mystery videos. Got Bongo Sowers out on an arrest warrant, apparently. There is a lot of intrigue here tonight at ACW. That's just a stomp on the back of the head, and he was holding onto the ropes too. Marco Mercer was right to count.
Mr. Cliff now trying to show some chutzpah, but
Chutzpah.
to no avail.
And again, using the ropes as a
ladies and
weapon
gentlemen,
here.
I've got the best seat in the house right now.
The wind being driven out of Mr. Cliff.
Sorry, buddy, I'm sorry. Get him out there. I won't do it again.
That's why you can't trust Kit.
I am just loving this right now.
Here we go, cover. This is why I can't believe there's a conspiracy, because Kit is just too confident out there. If there was really a conspiracy, Kit would just be extremely paranoid the whole time. Oh wait, he is too. This is some fight from Mr. Cliff, but Kit is just too much right now. I spoke too soon though. Eating that top turnbuckle.
Here we go. This is textbook. This is vintage. Mr. Cliff with that cravat knee, but
hey, finally someone scouted Mr. Cliff there.
a northern lariat there from Kit. Very unorthodox
held on. That was a 2 count on that cover.
Definitely not in Kit's usual playbook, but when the ACW Evolve Championship is on the line, you have to pull out all the stops here.
Yeah, well, that title does mean so much to Kit. He associates so much of his value as a person with holding on to that championship. And look, I'm not denying that Kit would be a great Evolve champion. I just think his state of mind and just the way he can't own up to any of his mistakes, that it just rubs me the wrong way.
Well, I haven't seen any mistakes.
No, so far he's wrestled a very well fought match. Got to continue if he wants to become champion. Look at this vertical suplex.
Mr. Cliff with the reversal now, throwing some punches to the gut.
Counted again, and Cliff able to slide down the back. Double blows there from Mr. Cliff to Kit. And he's going to wind him up and drop him down. Flurry of offense cut off at the pass, though, by Kit with that kick to the side of the head.
Gets Cliff on his shoulders now.
Ushigoroshi, that time from the former 2-time champion.
Could be thinking Juggernaut driver
no
here.
way, no way, not the Juggernaut driver. Not quite enough that time. Maybe the gory special, and there it is. Excellent sit out on that gory special from Mr. Cliff, the vice principal.
Come on, Kit.
Oh, almost retained the title. Must be loving this row. Kit kicking out.
You read me like a book.
And we've seen Mr. Cliff. He has fended off challenges from Prince Apollo, from Levi Nixon. And Dylan Taylor could be fending off another one right now with the pedigree, maybe.
Kit manages to roll out and hits a beautiful high knee strike.
Oh, Mr. Cliff follows him into the corner, catches him with a European uppercut.
You know what, ladies and gentlemen, this is just how much the ACW Evolve Championship means to both these men. They are throwing absolutely everything and anything at each other right now to try and keep or get the ACW Evolve Championship.
Such nimble counters, and Mr. Cliff able to read Kit on that occasion, catching the legs, setting Kit up in a precarious position on that second rope there. And watch
off the ropes now, and
oh wow!
You know, I haven't seen Mr. Cliff do that for quite some time, but
and Max Calamity's out here, getting in the face of our champion. Like I said, what is their business here?
Go on, Max, tell him off.
Your client,
tell him off.
Your client already has a championship match. What more do you need to be doing here? But then again, you know, Max Calamity gets paid for every second they're out there, so I wouldn't be complaining if I was them. And now Mr. Cliff's gonna go back in the ring, textbook style. Wait a sec, Max Calamity had the ankle there. Oh, caught on that cliffhanger elbow by Kit. He's gonna go for maybe another Ushigoroshi. But this time, Mr. Cliff able to slide down and the cover. Hold on, Max Calamity's got the hands.
Max for leverage, but
and Marco Mercer saw it, thankfully. And I mean, what kind of conspiracy is this, you know? Hey! Marco Mercer laid out courtesy of Kit. You can't say that this is, you know, unfair treatment for Kit. This is just not playing by the rules.
This is Kit doing what he has to do to get his hands on the Evolve Championship.
Hey, now we've got a pedigree. There we go, pedigree. This is a match ender, ladies and gentlemen.
But where's the referee, you big, stupid idiot?
Yeah, but that's because Kit laid him out.
What a waste of energy.
Oh, and now Max has that chair. We saw this last time we were here. Max Calamity's going to use that chair on Mr. Cliff. Oh, and Mr. Cliff, he turned around at the last second. Max complying with Mr. Cliff here. Oh! The lowest of low blows. And now we are back to square one here. Instructions, you can hear them being barked. And hell yes,
here comes Nick Savage.
Thank you, Nick Savage, our general manager, is here. He's going to put an end to this once and for all. Finally.
What?
Order.
This idiot needs to get himself out of the ring before he gets himself hurt.
Order will be restored. Order will be restored. Here comes our general manager. He's going to put things right. Finally, we're going to see a one-on-one fair and square match here. Yes, thank you, Nick. Thank you, Nick. Wait. What? What have we just seen here?
Oh my God!
Nick Savage has just hit Mr. Cliff with the chair.
It appears that Kit and Max Calamity have pulled the heist of the century right here.
Wait. Mr. Cliff has just turned around to see Nick Savage has taken off his shirt. That is a referee's shirt underneath.
CT knee!
There's the CT knee. Hold
New
on.
champion! New champion!
Well, this was the conspiracy the whole time. You can't tell me this wasn't planned in advance. You can't tell me that Nick Savage wasn't in on this. And look, we have a brand new ACW Evolve champion.
Dare I say it, that Kit and Max Calamity have pulled the heist of the century right here tonight, right before our very eyes, seemingly now aligned with the ACW General Manager, Nick Savage.
But what does this mean for the future of ACW? Our General Manager has just come out here and has sided with one of the most vindictive, vile members of our roster. The lines have been blurred tonight, ladies and gentlemen. The lines have been blurred. We have a new ACW Evolve champion. The implications run deep to the heart of ACW. I mean, what has Nick Savage just done?
We're going to have to follow up on this, but right now we've got to go back because we have a huge dog collar match that's about to get underway. So we're going to send it right back now, center ring to Sean Thomas.
Is a dog collar match. Introducing first, the Mistress of
Well, Axe Massacre coming out with the dog collar already wrapped around her neck. Axe Massacre clearly is not messing around here and is looking for a fight.
Well, if you've never seen a dog collar match, ladies and gentlemen, the two opponents will be linked by that chain there, that metal chain. They can use that chain as a weapon. They can use it to incapacitate their opponent. This match will only end in pinfall or submission. And I, for one, cannot wait to see the levels of violence that will be inflicted in this match, Coach.
And here we hear that all too familiar music of, quite frankly, the most dangerous group of individuals in Australian wrestling right now. And here comes the violent dog of the old guard.
Well, you know, it was Violet Blitz who really started all of this. She assaulted Axe Massacre. She defeated her at the start of this year, but then Axe Massacre retaliated. She burnt the gear bag, the wrestling gear bag of Violet Blitz, only to then be assaulted in her own home by Violet. And that has led us here to this. Now, the referee's going to have to put that dog collar around the neck of Violet Blitz. And Violet's a bit of a rabid dog here tonight. We're going to have to see how this plays out. She wants it. No, she doesn't want it. Well, the match can't begin really until she gets that dog collar around her neck.
You know, I would argue that this is actually very, very smart strategy from Violet Blitz. Inflict as much damage as you can before the match even gets officially underway. Top play there from Violet Blitz.
Well, you know, we might not even see a match here. We know the animosity between these two women, and this is a historic first ever women's dog collar match here in ACW. And look at that! Axe is going to put the collar around her neck herself. And that will signify the official start of this match. For a dog collar match to end, like I said, pinfall or submission only.
Obviously no countouts, no disqualifications.
Yeah, that's exactly right. This one will be one of the most vicious matches you've ever seen. Don't expect a pretty chain wrestling match. You'll see that later on, I'm sure, in our submission match main event. But right now, you're going to see just an all-out brawl here in our women's division. And you can see already Violet using that chain as a weapon. And Axe Massacre, how does she keep ending up in these situations? You know, she was in a crutch on a pole match. And now she's in a dog collar match. We've got a cover here. 1 count early. So referee Josh Stewart.
What's next? A burning gear bag on a pole match?
Maybe. I wouldn't be surprised. Axe Massacre really making her name for herself in these violent matchups. And, you know, we saw Leah Lovegrove was victorious in defending that title, the South Australian Women's Championship against Izzy Shaw earlier tonight. Potentially, we could see a future #1 contender in this match right now, Coach.
Violet Blitz now just heading to the outside after copping that massive... Well, I spoke too soon, but I was going to say after eating a beautiful bicycle kick there from Axe Massacre.
Axe using that chain to hurl Violet halfway across the ring. And again, such snap on that chain. That, ladies and gentlemen, if you've never felt a steel chain before, that is thick, that is heavy, but it's got that whiplashing effect.
Cover now from Axe, could be over.
Axe using it to devastating effect. Count on that occasion.
And you made an interesting point here, Angus. You know, we know that Axe has made a name for herself in these violent matches, but that's not just in South Australia. Axe is starting to travel all over the country for companies like Dude Where's My Ring, Renegades of Wrestling.
That's right.
She's all over the place.
Australian Pro Wrestling, just to name a few. And Violet trying to get out of the ring. I'm not sure if she realized that she can't go very far, but that actually worked in her advantage, and she actually was using the leverage to hang Axe out to dry on that second rope there. And now sending Axe out hard, landing on the floor. Crucial match, ladies and gentlemen, is delivering as it promised. There's another potential submission here on the floor.
And unfortunately, we can't see very well from our vantage point here, but you got to imagine it's not pretty.
No, not pretty at all. Being choked out by that chain is Axe Massacre, courtesy of Violet Blitz. Violent Blitz even. You can see how she could earn a moniker like that. Every part of the ring as a weapon, including the barricade there. Nice chop by Axe Massacre. Ooh, witnessing a bit of a massacre here. Oh! Violet falling to the floor there. Now, Axe trying to bring her up and just shoving her, smashing Violet Blitz into that barricade.
And ladies and gentlemen, let's not forget, these are steel barricades.
Steel chain, steel barricade, yeah.
All the steel out here tonight.
Both these women are about to feel the steel. I think we're in Steel City. Oh, just running at full speed ahead. Violet Blitz eating the apron there, the ring apron. Match types are extremely rare. The last time we saw a dog collar match in ACW, way back in 2019. That was between Jack Rossley and Katie Drake.
How time flies.
7 years between drinks. Oh, look at that. Using the chain again as a weapon to the midsection. Creativity on display in this one is really impressive. And almost like brass knucks there, Coach.
Exactly. Violet Blitz wrapping that chain around her fingers, around her fists, just to add a bit of extra torque on those punches.
Here's a bit of physics for you, building into the simple machine or a pulley, perhaps. And using the ring as a weapon and pulling Axe right into that turnbuckle.
Straight into that post at full speed.
Not only full speed, but head first. And that's just a nasty landing any way you carve it up.
And again, we're kind of in a bit of a rough spot here because we can't really see what's going on, but I'd imagine that...
Hey! That's a screwdriver.
That's a screwdriver.
What is Violet going to do with that screwdriver? I'm glad our cameramen are here. They're capturing this all. It is over raised for this one. Oh! What? Oh! Shit! She's just ramming that in the face of Axe Massacre.
Violet Blitz is going to take out an eye here if she's not careful.
Is this a chain match or a screwdriver match? What is going on here?
Well, I mean, it's all legal. As we said, no disqualifications, no countouts.
Yeah, that's
the
right.
only way to win is by pinfall or submission.
Quite an array of tools under that ring as well, because when we construct the ring, we put the tool blocks underneath, so who knows what else could be there. But this might not be a wise strategy by Violet Blitz. She's just allowing Axe a little bit of recovery time here, Coach.
Very interesting strategy, but I'm sure there is a method to the madness.
Oh, you always got to think anything that has to do with Violet or the old guard, there's always a reason. This is just like toying with her food right now. And this is just, again, look at this, choking out Axe Massacre with that steel chain. And there might not be much left in Axe at this point.
And as we can see, Axe Massacre is clearly busted open there from that attack with the
whoa! Almost for 3 there. Yeah, you're right.
A lot of it, a much better view from our vantage point now. Axe Massacre is busted wide open.
The blood is starting to form a crimson mask on Axe Massacre. Oh, and both women thinking the same thing. They got that chain. They can use it however they want. What is Axe doing? He's wrapping the chain around her leg, around her knee, maybe? Violet staggered for a moment. Oh, went for that Axe kick, and the landing, you got to think, has just been made even more painful by that steel chain.
Absolutely.
Violet Blitz.
Take quick advantage of the screw up from Axe Massacre, but Axe Massacre rolls out.
Yeah, Axe is really tied up in this chain, though. Look at Axe Massacre gets a suplex. Rolls through. That chain is just getting in all kinds of ways here. And I believe that's the first bit of offense we've actually seen in this match other than brawling and chain work there, Coach. Like we said, this would be an extremely unorthodox match.
Absolutely. Nothing quite like a dog collar match.
I feel like the word of the night has been unorthodox. Unorthodox tag team champions, unorthodox tag team partners, unorthodox chain match. The fans really getting into this one, though. Using the chain to get up to a vertical base is really creative.
Huge forearms there from both women now.
Oh, wow. And some of that blood has gotten on the chin of Violet Blitz. Just opening herself up for 4 shots here and a big boot. Axe Massacre clearly the fan favorite and for good reason. Okay, Axe is now wrapping the chain around her own neck. What is she doing here, Coach? What could she possibly be doing? Oh, shoulder first. Well, whatever it is.
I think Axe Massacre was trying to go for a headbutt there, but I don't know if you can call it a swing and a miss, but
done more damage.
A dive and a
yeah, shake, rattle and roll.
Beautiful swinging neck breaker there from Violet Blitz.
Yeah, that could be just about it. No! There is still some fight within Axe Massacre.
Well, you know what? Maybe Violet Blitz deserved it. I don't know.
Look at Axe did burn her wrestling gear. That's probably why she's out here in jeans and a tank top. Oh, look at this now. Just almost like a bridle on a horse. Using those chains like a leash, maybe. Oh! Curb stomp. Good night.
Shades of her old guard brethren, Mac Dream Basso.
Here we
could be
go.
over here.
That'll do it, Coach. That will do it.
I think I popped myself with the, well, maybe she deserved it.
Well, there you have it,
What a
folks.
match. What a match, ladies and gentlemen.
You know, there's a reason why it was 7 years since the last time we saw that match, because that was a brutal, a bloody, dare I say, an uncomfortable match to sit here and watch. Just two women beating the ever-living piss and blood out of each other.
Well, you got to think that you would have to believe that these issues between Violent Blitz and Axe Massacre must finally have to be settled, with Violent Blitz now looking to be a clear contender to head straight to that ACW South Australian Women's Championship.
That's right. Could the Old Guard be looking at adding the ACW South Australian Women's Championship to their midst? Well, coming up next, they have a chance of reclaiming the ACW Heavyweight Championship, because it will be a submission match between the former champion Dean Brady and our brand new champion Punch Drunk Istria. But give it up for Axe Massacre, an extremely hard-fought match. She gave it her all. She came out on the losing end. But I'm sure, Coach, I'm sure she'll pick herself up. I'm sure she'll climb to new heights. So well done to Violet Blitz, and we're going to go back to center ring now with our ring announcer, our colleague, Sean Thomas.
It is just about time for our main event of the evening, and we would like to remind you that the next time that you can find us here at Adelaide Championship Wrestling will be indeed Saturday, June the 6th at the Estonian Hall, the ACW Salvation, which of course you have already won a VIP front row ticket to for next time. For the rest of you, QR code is already on the screen, tickets are on sale, and we would love to see you in a month's time. But that is then, and this is now, and it is time for your main event of the evening, and it is for the ACW Heavyweight Championship!
Lots of busted match in our hands here. And look at this. This is a very unusual sight to see Dean Brady coming out without championship gold around his waist.
Absolutely, as we've discussed previously on this broadcast, in what could possibly prove to be the shock moment for ACW in 2026, Punch Drunk Istria was somehow able to rip the ACW Heavyweight Championship from the clutches of the chaplain of the Old Guard, Dean Brady.
That's right, but Dean Brady was not involved in that decision. That was, of course, a three-way match. It was Einar the Strange who actually tapped out to Punch Drunk Istria. And Punch Drunk Istria, he recognized that. He recognized the controversy, and he wants to put that all to bed here tonight. He wants to prove that he is the ACW Heavyweight Champion, fair and square.
I'm right shit, boss, man. I got this shit.
And how apropos that tonight is called Can't Be Touched. If you listen to the theme music of this man, the lyrics "can't be touched, can be heard," a term very applicable to our ACW Heavyweight Champion. And since becoming champion, he is representing ACW very proudly. You can see on his chest he's got the ACW t-shirt. He is in it for the long haul, Coach.
Absolutely, a true journeyman and a true workhorse of South Australian wrestling is Punch Drunk Istria.
Well, this will be the first time these two will meet in a singles match. It'll be a submission match for the Heavyweight Championship. frosty reception for our former champion.
To my right, he is the ACW Heavyweight Champion, Punch Drunk Istria.
Well, a lot of Istria fans in the house tonight.
And a powerbomb right off the back from Dean Brady.
He does realize this is a submission match, though. Pinfall will not win you the championship back. You need to make Istria tap out. This is
It's not going to hurt him to throw some damage on the back.
Well, there you go. There you go. Front chancery immediately locked in.
Could be over quick.
And we saw Dean Brady had no answer to this in their last encounter, that three-way match. And good idea getting to the ropes. Watch out for Istria. Watch out for Istria.
Istria going to fly.
Tope Suicida from the heavyweight champ. Proving why he is the heavyweight champ. He can brawl, he can fly, and he can make you tap out. This is the question. Who will enter Salvation on June 6th as the ACW Heavyweight Champion?
Well, I'm sure we're going to find out with a clear and decisive victory by the end of tonight.
The real question is, what are the implications? You know, we just witnessed previously our general managers seemingly turn to the dark side, so there is a shroud of mystery over ACW right now, but one thing is certain, if Punch Drunk Istria can retain, there will at least be a light at the end of that tunnel.
Oh, and look at this, Dean Brady with a abdominal stretch here on Punch Drunk Istria.
And this is the interesting thing. People assume that this would be the match tailor-made for Punch Drunk Istria.
And it absolutely is. Let's not mix words.
Oh no, let's absolutely not mix words. However, that's not to say that Dean Brady doesn't have an array of submissions in his arsenal. We've seen him win matches with that sleeper hold, almost a rear naked choke.
Let's not forget, Dean Brady using the crossface at one point in his arsenal.
He absolutely did.
I myself been on the receiving end of a few crossfaces.
And there's a crucifix, but not into a pin, into a side headlock. Because remember, pinfall will not win you this match. The referee will not count the shoulders if they are down. So no submission. There's a very textbook side headlock. Again, not a counter.
Just rolling straight through, and beautiful Saito suplex there.
Yeah, and
Dean Brady.
Istria landed really hard on his left shoulder from that one. And there's a lariat to the back of the head. Now Brady's got a couple options here. He's got the left arm if he wants to work away on that. He might have the neck, suboccipital, back of the head. You can see he's surveying the landscape. What will Brady's choice be? This is good work too, but is that a fish hook? You got to check them out there, referee.
Can't quite see from our vantage point here, but
yeah, there you go. There you go. Come on, not a legal submission. There are other submissions that you can obviously apply, but anything joint manipulation, anything like a fish hook to the side of the mouth will not fly as far as that's concerned. This is not a no disqualification match. Oh, brutal Larry. And all this is just softening Punch Drunk Istria up. Oh, drop kick to the side of the head that time.
beautiful kick to the side of the head by Dean Brady. And yeah, I was just about to say, can you just feel just how the aura and the mood in this room has changed now that Dean Brady has been able to slow this match down and wrestle the way he wants to wrestle?
Well, I was about to say, this is almost the way that Punch Drunk Istria wrestles. Brady has read the situation perfectly here. Istria doing his damnedest to get out of that one. There's a master lock or a full Nelson, if you will. This is a very legitimate submission hold. And I can see from here that the fingers are locked tight in a vice grip. punch-drunk Istria are going to have to use every ounce of strength to escape this hold, Coach.
Istria trying to lower his weight and break through, but
one of the oldest submissions in history. And there you go, Istria at the ropes, and Brady complies and breaks. And then back to the full Nelson immediately. Istria's got to find a way to break out of this. But the more he stays in it, the longer he stays in it, the more energy it saps out of it.
Istria trying to throw some elbows, but to no avail, but breaks through. And
Well, that was a great move there. Almost a 1-2 counter there, escaping the hold and then inflicting a bit of punishment on the left arm of Brady. Hard blow to the side of the head, and Brady fires back.
both men now going punch for punch, blow for blow.
Noticing a little bit of weakness in the left arm of Brady, just the way he's sort of holding himself with it. There's a chop, and you can see there, you just see the wince of pain when Brady delivered that chop with his left arm. And Istria realized it too, I think. Whipped off the ropes, countered by Brady. Yes, look! That left arm, that left shoulder definitely is being favored right now. And look, right into the trap of punch-drunk Istria.
But an illegal submission hold nonetheless.
Yeah, illegal but effective. 5 seconds was all he needed. Left arm is now a real target for Istria.
But Istria rolls through after missing off the top.
Oh, no, that was almost a power bomb, but I think countered into a triangle choke.
Beautiful triangle choke there from Punch Drunk Istria.
Yeah, Istria definitely copped a little bit of punishment, but he's able to get that triangle choke expertly applied. And this is where Istria is extremely, extremely dangerous. He can snuff out any chance you have with an expertly applied submission hold like this.
Well, I think there was a reason that Istria said yes to a submission match, I guess.
Oh, yeah, don't forget, it was Brady who made that challenge. Spear that time. Brady normally would go for a cover to no avail, and wait a second. That is Down Under's patented signature move. That is the camel clutch, ladies
Well,
and
not
gentlemen.
anymore, because the man's retired.
At the hands of Dean Brady, let us not forget. And this is just adding insult to injury at this point. Still a very effective submission hold. You can see the way the back is being bent. We saw a Boston Crab earlier. That deals more with the L4, L5 lumbar spine. This is really targeting that thoracic, that upper spine, as well as the cervical spine, the neck area. Lots of damage being done. Istria's got to get to those ropes, and yes, he does. Last ditch attempt, and he made it. Brady has to break the hold. He's got no choice. Back to the camel clutch, maybe to the well one too
Istria
many
sneaks
times.
out, but eats a forearm for his troubles. But Istria follows up with one himself.
Brady back, flattening Istria hard against those ropes there. And that one scouted. Zaguri there, staggering the former champion. Punch-drunk Istria firing away, showing how much of an expert striker he is. With that spinning back fist, there is the sleeper hold. We mentioned earlier that was one of Brady's favored submission holds. If he can get this in deep, if he can wear Istria down to the canvas, he might have a chance here, but Istria able to break out of it and back into it, immediately back into it, Coach. And that was a great counter.
Istria sending Dean Brady up for a back suplex, but look, straight back onto that chokehold.
I spoke too soon, and look, the separation, they're too close to each other, which allowed Brady to get the grapevine of the legs in. This is dangerous territory now for Istria.
Istria needs to be careful here. We're going to have ourselves a brand new ACW Heavyweight Champion.
And they roll through and back through. And oh, again, a knee. Did you notice, though, again to the left arm of Brady?
To right to the left shoulder and the collarbone.
Brady is holding that arm really close to his body.
And a half and half!
Oh, Brady staggered it. Something fierce. Istria charging up. Gets caught. Oh no, floats over. into an arm bar that time.
Fujiwara armbar applied there by Punch Drunk Istria.
And I'm hoping our cameras are getting a good shot of this, but Istria is really trying to get the hold in right. He's trying to get his left palm onto his right forearm, which will just inflict more torque and more pain. If he can do that, Brady might not be able to get out of this one. Able to get to the ropes, closer to the ropes, but this time Istria able
Can't quite reach, but gets his hand on the ropes just in the nick of time.
This is a real textbook submission match we're seeing right now.
And ladies and gentlemen, what a night that we've had here at ACW Can't Be Touched.
Yeah, absolutely. This is going to be one of our best events we've ever had, and we are capping this off with just an absolute treat to behold here. Two masters of their craft going at it. Right for that sleeper hold, and now Brady's going to show him how it's done. Sweeps the legs. Oh, and this is really, really good work from Brady, using every part of his body as a weapon.
Got some nasty, vicious looking elbows there, right to the collarbone, the chin, the jaw.
Yeah, the trapezius too, which is a really soft part of the body. If you've ever pinched your trap muscle, that's exactly what that feels like. Brady really showing that he can stand toe-to-toe with a submission master. He's doing wonders for his confidence. Maybe an F5, maybe an F5. There's an F5, but no one can really counter or really capitalize on it. Except for this sleeper hold and the legs potentially being grapevine. There they are, coach.
Punch Drunk Istria are locked in nice and tight.
Well, the legs are being grapevine. The life could be fading from our champion. Brady could be about to become a two-time ACW Heavyweight Champion. And Josh Stewart's got to check this. He's got to get right in there. Oh, no. If this arm falls 3 times, we'll have a new champion.
Well, thanks for coming, Punch Drunk Istria.
Wait. Oh, my God. There's still some fight. There's still some fight in our champion.
I think Istria... I think Dean Brady actually let go and said, nah, I'm not done with you yet, and hits another F5.
Yeah, I think you're right, Coach. Istria looks way out of it. He looks way laid right now. He doesn't know which postcode he's in. Fans are right behind Istria, but it could be too little too late. Istria were to lose here tonight, he would become the shortest ever reigning ACW Heavyweight Champion. Dean could be wasting too much time here.
Gotta be careful, spending too much time jaw-jacking with the crowd, and Istria like lightning with a chokehold of his own.
Yeah, that's how you lock that in. Look at the intensity of Istria now. He's got those legs crossed over there, grapevine, and Brady now has a taste of his own medicine.
And the beautiful thing about this is that Punch Drunk Istria did not have to worry about his own shoulders getting pinned to the mat like you would in a normal non-submission style rules match.
That is an excellent observation, Coach. And that could be the end of Brady. Look at this.
We're on 2.
That's it.
You won.
Is the match over?
Ring the bell.
I'm not sure.
Who will win this match? And still, ACW Heavyweight Champion,
Well, that is it. Punch Drunk Istria with one final burst of energy was able to get that rear naked choke in, was able to snuff out the lights from Dean Brady, and he is still your ACW Heavyweight Champion.
Well, I would say firmly right here, right now, Angus, that we have entered into a brand new era here at Adelaide Championship Wrestling. First we had Kit unseating Mr. Cliff, and it is becoming the new ACW Evolved Champion, and now we have seemingly the war between Dean Brady and Punch Drunk Istria has finally come to an end, with Punch Drunk Istria coming out clearly on top, riding into the new era as our ACW Heavyweight Champion.
Well, walking in tonight, there was a bit of an asterisk next to the championship reign of Punch Drunk Istria. Was he a legitimate champion? He never beat Dean Brady to win the title. That has been cleared here tonight. Punch Drunk Istria is unequivocally, undisputedly the ACW Heavyweight Champion. We're going to hear a few words from him right now.
Thank you all for coming out. Hey, thank you for cheering me on. Dean Brady is one tough son of a bitch. Dean Brady, he held Adelaide Wrestling by the palm of his hand. But what this represents the dawn of a new era. I believe in the power of Adelaide pro wrestlers. And I believe Dean Brady tried holding a lot of talented people down for far too long. So Adelaide Wrestling, stand up, make your claim, because we are ACW.
You called it, Coach. This is the dawn of a new era here for ACW. We will see you June 6th at the Estonian Hall for ACW Salvation. For Coach Cornell, I have been the historian Angus R. Dacey. Farewell for now, but not forever.